Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and the glory shall go to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Bakakwadash, Brakatham. Double honors shall go to the apostles, elders, and bishops, the great millstone who continue to teach and to rule well. Shalom to the Akims, the great millstone, the like-minded camps, and individuals who continue to teach as one body, who continue to be out on the highways and byways, risking their lives for the greater good. Shalom to the sincere Aquats, who are continuously learning in silence, as the Holy Scriptures have commanded for you to do so. And also shalom to the true believers and subscribers of this true gospel, for this should be considered a true blessing from the higher power. This is Azariah Gabar, representing the King is Coming channel, back at it with another lesson for edification purposes. All right, so straight up and down, Slakia. While you Jakes out there are probably still recovering from the Super Bowl weekend hangover, well, guess what? A phenomenon is taking place right in the midst of things. And you guys have no clue as what's going on, okay? So the title for this lesson today is going to be Terminator. Terminator, because we are in that time of the Terminator, believe it or not. You know, if you were growing up in that time frame from around 1984 like I was, I'm sure you guys heard of the Terminator movies or even saw them, okay, from 1984. And then there were subsequent sequences over the years, okay? Now, I put out a video some time ago, which the title of that video is The Wiles of the Devil. So I highly recommend you individuals out there that's listening to my videos to check out that video, because in that video I exposed the Jake Judite woman that was a creator of the Terminator series, a so-called black woman. I forgot her name right now off the top of my head, but again, when you get an opportunity to do so, I highly recommend that you check out that video, Wiles of the Devil. And what does that word wiles mean? Trickery. Trickery of the devil. And who's the devil? Esau, Edom. Okay? So, just to give you guys who may not have been around at that time to see that movie, you had a situation where AI, artificial intelligence, took over the world's militaries, okay? And that technology turned on the humans, all right? So, heck, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back, Originally, he was the bad guy. He was the actual Terminator robot that was hunting down one particular Edomite woman. He came from the future to hunt her down and to kill her before she bore a child that in the future was going to be the leader of the resistance against these killer robots, okay? And that network system was named Skynet. All right? So here we are in the year 2026. And guess what? It's now coming into fruition. All right? So this was a prophetic movie back then. You heard? So what you see on this screen here, the title for this video is AI in the Military. It's testing a new kind of Air Force. Because what's going on now is that starting with Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations, they're building robotic military personnel. And they are infiltrating that with AI technology as far as the aerial weaponry, okay? To fight their enemies, okay? So we're here. Like I said, we are here now. We're in the age of the Terminator. Period. So before I play this video, fair use of the 1976 Copyright Act. For this video is strictly for education and edification purposes only. I'm not making a dime off this video, you heard? So I'll play this video in its entirety, and I'll baratazah, Lord willing, I'll pull up some precepts to back up what I'm saying, and we'll call it a day. So let's go.
We've heard plenty about how artificial intelligence is reshaping the workplace. But what could AI bring to the future of warfare? With David Martin, we look to the skies.
When you look at it from this angle, it's a pretty sleek aircraft. Think of what goes on in this hangar at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida as Top Gun AI.
This is one of our main test vehicles.
Major Trent McMullen is a fighter pilot learning to fly alongside the XQ-58. A drone piloted by artificial intelligence and a test bed for a new kind of Air Force. Have you flown with that?
I have. I've flown safety chase on it for several missions, messaging back and forth with the autonomy on board.
How well does it maneuver?
It takes a little bit of getting used to, flying next to it. As humans, we fly very smooth, but it can roll and fly a little bit snappier than maybe a human pilot would.
Sounds like a rougher ride.
It could be a little bit rough of a ride, but there's no human on board.
Artificial intelligence is on board, and now it's learning how to fight. What are some of the tasks that you could assign that aircraft?
Hey, there's an adversary out there, perform an intercept on that adversary. So we've been able to give it some of the basic blocking and tackling of air combat that we as human pilots also train on when we're first learning how to fly.
The XQ-58 blasts off like a rocket, but a full-scale model took off from a runway for the first time in August.
Could you put weapons on it? Absolutely.
General Adrian Spain, head of Air Combat Command, is drawing up plans for operating AI-piloted drones alongside manned aircraft.
You told them to go out in front and to execute an attack on a complex set of targets, and they will do that.
Are AI drones capable of doing what you just described today?
Absolutely, we can. It is possible today.
An AI-piloted F-16 has already held its own in a limited dogfight against an experienced fighter pilot. Top Gun AI, other F-16s are being rewired for more realistic combat. Still got a cockpit. Does it still have a pilot?
It does. They can engage the autonomy on and then remain as a safety pilot.
So once the AI goes on, the hands come off?
Yep, they'll be monitoring the system and ready to take over at a moment's notice. But we'll also have real live aircraft out there for it to fight against.
Now you heard what that dude said? It's getting ready to take over. And I just mentioned that at the beginning of this lesson. And this is what's going to eventually will happen, like in that movie Terminator. AI is going to take over unless the Lord steps in, and which he will anyway. Because remember, Yahushua Mashiach did say and I'm just roughly paraphrasing. For the elect's sake, the days shall be shortened. And boy, oh boy, I cannot wait. Because listen, if it's not for Yahweh Shai HaMashiach stepping in very soon, all flesh will be destroyed. No flesh shall be saved. Y'all heard? So let's continue.
These jets will be piloted by real fighter pilots trying their best to outsmart the AI.
How does the AI get in the plane?
Yeah, is it all right if I use your notebook?
Yeah.
So the pilot's actually going to hand carry something like a cartridge about this size out to the aircraft, and then we're going to have a receptacle for them to put that in.
So it's plug and play.
It's that simple.
Are we witnessing a revolution?
If we continue down this path, it has the potential to be a revolution.
Retired Air Force Lieutenant General Clint Highnote says it's a revolution born of necessity.
The Air Force was so good for so long that it didn't need to change. Now it needs to change, and it's trying to figure out how.
Change because the Chinese Air Force, which recently showcased its newest jet fighters and its own AI drone, could be more than a match for the U.S. Air Force.
If we have to fight China, we're likely doing it in their front yard. And that means they can bring many, many more things to bear than we can because it's just so far away. You're having to achieve kill ratios of 10 to 1, 15 to 1, 20 to 1 to even stay in the game.
So how do these war games come out when American pilots are going up against 20 to 1 odds?
The war games don't turn out very well.
We lose.
We lose.
The Air Force is counting on AI drones to even the odds. What does AI bring to an aircraft that a human pilot doesn't?
The big thing with artificial intelligence is the ability to handle large amounts of data. A human out in a complex air combat environment, there's just no way to absorb all of it. Artificial intelligence might be able to take all of the data information and then process that very quickly and then make real-time decisions.
AI drones will be about half the length of a manned jet fighter and 1/4 the cost, $20 to $30 million each.
You could buy more airplanes, put them in the field, and still not break the bank. The key would be is that you don't have to bring that human operator home. You actually can take more risk.
How many of these are you planning to field?
We expect to have up to 1,000 aircraft eventually, and 150 by the end of the decade.
These drones aren't just going to sit in a hangar waiting for war with China. What are they going to do in peacetime?
It's pretty wide open.
Could you send up AI drones to intercept those Russian bombers that come down off the coast of Alaska?
Could you? Yes, you could do that.
Those intercepts can turn nasty in an instant.
Now, you heard what that dude said? He answered the question. It's wide open as far as AI when there's no wartime being utilized. So it's going to be utilized 24/7, 365. Y'all heard? So you jakes really, really better start to wake up out of the doldrums, out of that deep sleep, and pray, repent, and to convert while the Lord can still be found. And pray 10 times more. Seek the Lord while he may be found. You heard?
Last year, a Russian fighter rocked an American F-16, so AI drones would have to be prepared to shoot. Is AI going to be making life or death decisions?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The human who's controlling the AI will...
He's lying. This guy's lying. He's saying absolutely not as far as life and death decisions. Oh, yes, it will. And after this video, Abaratazar, I will prove that. Let's continue.
make the life and death decisions.
At least for now.
Increasingly, militaries around the world, including the United States military, are going to be pressured to give the machines more leeway in making those life or death decisions.
So are we talking about giving them the capability to fire on their own?
The United States military is investing in the experimentation that you would need to be able to produce the types of platforms that could fire on their own if you gave them that option.
And if the other side lets AI make the decisions?
You heard what that other Edomite just said. He's saying the same thing I just said. The bottom line is these AI machineries, these planes and these robots and all these other military artillery will be given full autonomy, just like the Terminator movies. All right? They had full autonomy. Shoot to kill. All right?
What happens?
I think they do so at their own peril because the AI can be fooled, the AI can be overwhelmed, it can give you false outcomes. We've seen that AI can hallucinate. So it's not a guarantee of success. What it guarantees is that it will do something quickly.
Don't you at least have to give your pilots that option?
To go full autonomy and just let it go? I don't think America's comfortable with that yet. I'm not saying that couldn't be a future world that we live in where we trust it, but I don't think we're there right now, certainly, and certainly not to start. We have to build that trust over time.
At Top Gun AI, pilots keep putting in the reps, test flight after test flight, simulation after simulation, to build that trust. Would you rather go into combat with a human wingman or an AI wingman?
When we're talking about the threats of tomorrow, if I can send an uncrewed asset into a high-risk environment, I'd rather do that than send a human pilot.
That's the sound of an American.
All right, so y'all heard that, right? Okay. We're in the Terminator era, officially. All right? So you Jakes better be ready. Because you already got autonomous or automated police patrol cars running around. And soon they're gonna, you got these robot dogs, police robot dogs running around. And soon you're gonna have police robots. And I believe in China, they already got those police robots out and about over there. And it's just a matter of time before they come over here. You heard? So I like to pull up some precepts. Abarataza. Because you Jakes got to remember that Esau is blessed with the sword. All right? He is blessed with the sword. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is allowing Esau to fully implement his sword. But guess what? That same sword that Esau is blessed with to do the killing, he's going to perish from the sword as well. So it's a blessing and it's also a curse. You heard? So let's go to the scripts. Got to go back to Genesis, as always. How it all began. Genesis 27:38, it reads, And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And that's what's going on now. Esau is blessed with the sword to control the fatness of the earth, all right, and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Woo! All right? So like I told you, the same way Esau being blessed by the sword is going to allow him to live, that same sword is going to have him perished for the most part. All right? Because remember, we're still going to need Edomites once this kingdom of Jacob is established for him to be the servants amongst all the other heathens as well unto us. So we're still going to need Edomites. All right? Salakia. So there you go. Not all of Esau is going to be, killed. Not yet. But when it comes time, according to Obadiah 1 and 15, well, then that's going to change. All right? So we go to the book of Matthew 26:50. And this is a time when Yahushua HaMashiach was about to be taken captive to be served up to Palat, all right, to be put on trial and eventually crucified. And it reads, and Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. Verse 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew a sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. And here's a point. Verse 52. Then Yahushua said unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Woo! And I just mentioned that. Didn't I just say that? So you live by the sword, ultimately you shall perish by the sword. All right? So listen, a lot of you Jakes get offended when we tell stuff like it is. Just like the time when Biggie Smalls, that rapper, was around. And his rap songs was about violence, was about gunshots, was about killing, this, that, and the other. And guess what? The Lord took him out the same way. All right? Same thing with Tupac. Same thing. You live by the sword, you're going to perish by the sword. All right? You get upset, oh well, but it is what it is. This is biblical. This is not just my personal perception. All right? And when we get to Revelation 13:10, and this is a doozy, and it reads, He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Woo! Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Woo! Man, oh man. So I don't know how much more I gotta, divulge into this. All right? I've definitely made my point. And I made my case for the Terminator era. that we're embarking on right now. All right, so Slack here. I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to give more proof about what Esau's true plans are as far as these AI military equipment. As you see here, and this is from Reuters, and this is the headline, and it reads, Pentagon wants killer AI without safeguards. Okay? So this is what Esau's true intentions are. Esau wants killer AI without any safeguards, without any restrictions. Okay? Full autonomy, meaning shoot on sight to kill on sight. And like I told you again, with that movie, The Terminator, that's what those AI robots and the airplanes were doing. They were just shooting people down like it was nothing. So this is what Esau wants. You heard? So you Jakes better truly understand what's coming down the pike very soon. You heard? So that's going to conclude this beautiful lesson for today. And hopefully, as always, Abaratasa, Lord willing, true edification was brought forth. And again, as also, and as always, all praises, honor, and the glory shall go to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Akakudash, Bakatam, Kwam Yasharala, rise Israel. Kwam Yasharala, rise Israel. And as always, Lord willing, Abaratasa, on to the next video. Shalom.